have a couple of our Songs Alive members here. I have Donnie Grace and I have Nico Rizzuto, who are active members of Songs Alive. Let's start with Donnie. Donnie, tell us a little bit about your songwriting in general.
Well, I'll start with it's a passion. Been doing it for almost my entire life. Been loving music definitely my entire life. I think when it's really in your blood, it's something you've got to do. It's not something you do because of any particular reason to become a star, become wealthy, whatever other reason. I think if it's a sheer passion with you, you will do it just out of the dear love of wanting to, I call it birth a song, to complete one, and the joy of sitting back and listening to whatever you have put down or just performing it.
Mm.
But there's nothing compares to it. I've been involved in numbers of other creative outlets over the years, and still nothing comes close to music. It's just got a communication spirit to it, or however you'd want to term it, that just vibes with people, and it communicates in no other way. But I've often said, if I get something out of it initially, worth doing it. It's something, it's the most, it can be healing. It can be, therapy. And it's just there's nothing else like it. And so, I like all kinds of music, but I've often said before that when I began, it was about writing a song, but it was also about making a record. Mm. And I got stirred by numbers of artists that were either dubbing tracks on their own records, like Neil Sedaka and some of the early ones that would do their own harmonies and such, all the way to the point of people that would do the entire record, like Paul McCartney and Todd Rundgren and a few other favorites that stirred me to want to do that. And I've pretty much spent a lifetime of wanting to be able to do my own, from one end to my complete recording. Mm-hmm. And so that's a part of my writing as well that I enjoy. That creative part of the process too, because to me, I hear the melody, I come up with the lyrics, but I'm also hearing all these counter melodies and parts and stuff, more from the composer end. So it's a real joy to me to extend that creative process to all aspects of the music, to the full production.
That's so inspiring, Donnie.
Not to say that everybody needs to do that, but that's my passion.
It's wonderful. And Nico, you're dialing in from, where are you dialing in today?
Well, I'm dialing from Cologne, in Germany.
Germany. Tell us about your songwriting.
My songwriting, I'm not professional. I guess most Songs Alive members are not. I have my main.
No, we've plenty of professional songwriters.
We have a mix, which is something I like about Songs Alive. We're all in together, whether you're doing for a living or not. For me, I went back to music in my 30s or whatever. And I remember why I started, actually, because I thought, hold on a second, I want to do music. I have a bit more time. The kids are a bit older, but I can't be in a band anymore. I'm too old for that kind of thing. So it was only a case of saying, how can I be creative? And I'm later in my years. And of course, songwriting, it's one of these things you can do anytime, whether people believe it or not, but there's no age. You can come up with a good song at any age. And that's what attracted me initially. And then, of course, I got hooked, because as Don was saying, once you get going and you understand how it works, then you go through the technicalities of it, and then you realize there's a creative part and there's another part where you try to craft the song in a bit better. So I went through that, and then I started, even thanks to the internet, which is another huge thing for songwriting. Yeah? I started even before Zoom and all that years ago, collaborating with people, which is what I love the most. I mean, I could all of a sudden I could write with Cindy in the States or another guy in England and everywhere,
right.
because it's a process which can be done immediately, interactively, but also asynchronously. You know, you just send something and then you have somebody that has maybe good lyrics and sends you something, and you say, well, let's see if it inspires me. So that's a kind of give and take and exchange, which is also something beautiful. I used to have a sentence like co-writing is, my definition of co-writing was when two people meet in a song, you know, because you actually do meet, you
Co-writing is when
understand each
people
other.
meet in a song. That is
Yeah. That was my definition of co-writing. Yeah, and then I mean, now lately I've also tried to collaborate, and there was sometimes you throw yourself into it, which is also something interesting. You know, we're all shy and everything, and you just throw yourself into a collaboration with 2 or 3 people. We had a beautiful one or two, maybe, in Songsalive, and you think that's not going to happen, you know, it's not going to work, you know, and some magic happens when people come together, and then something more often than not, something comes out of it. And it starts with something like, I think your request was write a song in 40 minutes or something like that.
We did it.
3 or 4 people that never met or talked to each other before, and some magic happens when people come together, and that's another beautiful part of the songwriting.
Yeah. Both of you have completely different sort of experiences as a songwriter, and even for myself, you know, coming from Australia, and then starting something here in America, and then keeping it in Australia, and then moving it around the world, I needed a place just to connect with other songwriters, and that's the connection. The connection value to me is important.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to like record my songs, write my songs, record my songs, sometimes collaborate before I record the song, and then putting them out there felt so daunting. So I really feel like strength in numbers was what's needed for that, and that's what Songsalive gives me, even just as an individual songwriter myself, is that community and network. Donnie, you've been a member for a while. Like, what would be one of the things that you feel is your sort of little nugget, your golden nugget that you think Songsalive gives you? Why do you keep coming back?
When I retired, I moved to a little more remote place, and the thing that attracted me was your online presence. I didn't see another organization that had that kind of a community where you were accessible at from any place and at any time. I appreciate the local meetings, the local camaraderie that you have, but there's also a need across the country and across the world for that matter, we're in a global and an online world now where, you know, and I think the pandemic even threw us further into that virtual
That's right.
need to meet and greet, and you know, and to even collaborate for that matter.
Right.
We've seen the as far back as I remember, I think it was one of the last Frank Sinatra things they did. They recorded from a hotel room, as I recall. They had all of the stuff set up and recorded him from some hotel room where he was virtually, you know. And so we've moved to a world where I think it's very fitting that we have like what we're doing right now, and the meetings and such. And that attracted me. You've done a great job of getting all that implemented and getting it to work. And again, I'm sure the pandemic threw us a little bit more in that direction, but but it was before that. I mean, you had the backstage thing. What was it, 18 or 17 or 18 when the backstage started?
Well, we relaunched in 2018 with the new Backstage, the mobile app, yeah, or 19, just before
Right.
the pandemic, and it was great. But I can tell you, back in '97 when I started it, just at the verge of the internet, I knew that we needed to
Right.
have a platform that was global. How do we bring people together globally? And
Yeah.
while we were creating in-person chapters and workshops and events all around the world, it was kind of heavy duty. I always felt like using forums or online internet was just our solution to, it was
Mm-hmm.
just truly global, you know. And so serendipitously, is that the word? um,
Yeah.
you know, the pandemic really kind of threw us more in there, and we've gone back to what we really are, which is this global
Right.
virtual. While we have in person, it's really this
Well, I think
this anywhere type of feeling.
exactly. In addition, though, to the specific sessions that are held, timely sessions and stuff, just the ongoing interactivity with the backstage,
Mm.
similar to the other social media platforms,
Right.
it's great, and it's a great. And I didn't see that with any other organizations, at least at the time. So it was very attractive to me, and that's I with 50, 60 years of writing, I still need motivated
That's
still.
right.
And I enjoy the camaraderie of interacting with others and hopefully be a motivator myself and an encourager, which I've come to love to do because I like to give back to the community as well because it's I wished I had had that in my early days of writing and trying to. I didn't know exactly which way to turn or which way to go, and many people that did had somebody to grab them by the arm and show them exactly how to go. And I think we've got that now. And I wished again, I wished I had had that, and I like to provide that to others that are particularly the ones trying to find a way, trying to figure out, how to make it happen. And that's what's great to me about the backstage and about the interaction that you can have. But that is full time, and I've been off on trips and vacation spots and stuff, and you can still get on your cell phone and be able to communicate with the other writers and the other members, and that's a cool feature. It
That's
really is.
fantastic. I couldn't have
Uh,
said it better than better
yeah,
myself. That was wonderful, Donnie. And it really is. It's like it's all in the pocket of your phone, right? You can just
exactly.
go and meet everyone. I
And
when I was
we
on
do
Facebook,
that.
or yeah,
We have that with other social mediums,
well,
but
yeah,
platforms. But it's so cool to have it just for the songwriter group.
that's
That
right.
that's what's neat about it. I mean, you can do that with probably some other kind of group, but it's so interactive. And I get the prompts when somebody posts something that I can go out and see what they, song they posted or whatever. And that's just great. I
Amazing.
wish more would take advantage of it.
Well, that's right. I mean, I think
Yeah, there could be more.
the
Yeah, sure.
and but the right writers, we're always attracting the right songwriters and composers and lyricists who are really looking to engage in a community and collaborate and who want to be kept accountable for their writing and want to
Exactly.
learn. You can only put in, you can only get out what you put in, right? So that's important to us. Nico, what does Songs Alive give you? I'm curious.
Well, many of the things are similar. The fact that you can connect with people, which otherwise I would have never met you, I would have met Donnie really, because I wouldn't have been there when you have your local meeting. So it gives you the possibility to meet and collaborate, even if you don't do anything, just have that exposure to what other people are doing, which is also motivation. When you see somebody posting something and doing something, so you have a motivation, you have a little songwriting world, where you for yourself, the motivation, the connection with other people, the fact that you have resources as well. So it's also a prompt to get better. And also the fact that we usually are both gentle with each other, but at the same time, we're not telling you everything. So you're not like parents or friends. Everything you do is beautiful. No, we give it to you. You know, we tell you what it is. Yeah, but at the same time in a gentle way. So you're possibly, I imagine, most people shouldn't, or I don't see why they should feel. You should have fear to post something or to ask for feedback, because that's usually how both live when we do the Zoom, but also when we post something, there's a lot of respect, you know, and people encourage you, but also tell you what can be improved, and they'll always be gentle with you. So that's what for me that's what songs I represents.
It's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a certain art in giving good critique and providing feedback on people's songs. It takes some maturity to not go, oh, that'll never work, or giving ideas, like giving the feedback that's constructive.
Positive feedback, positive, constructive
constructive feedback, which we certainly do that, right? Whether it's backstage in just the posts in SongShare, or the workshops we have every month.
Which makes you grow anyway. Even when you give feedback, even if it's only a feedback, you're not writing anything, but it's actually makes you think about structure and melody.
That's
or
right.
prosody. So you're growing even by giving. You're growing.
You're learning by giving feedback, not just receiving the feedback
exactly.
on your songs, and that makes us a community, a collaborative community, helping each other, because you're not just wanting like we don't want members to just come and, oh, I just want to know for myself. You have to partake and help others in their journey as well.
Yeah.
You learn from that. Yeah.
Well, a side benefit to particularly like the monthly presentation of songs that we do and the feedback, or even in a local group, I learned years ago when I first my songwriting went to a new level when I started participating in like monthly meetings, because I set myself a goal to have something at every one of those meetings. So at minimum, I was writing 12 songs a year. At very minimum, I was going to have something, do or die, And but it paces you. And once you set that goal that you're going to have something at each meeting, or like the Friday Shine thing, come forth with a new song, set yourself a goal, and you'll go to a new level when you've got that goal to do that. And that's the other thing great about the both the song feedback and being able to post a new song in either place, that it causes you to pace yourself.
Yeah,
and set
even
goals.
myself, I want to post on the Friday Shine Day, and I'm like, oh, I'll post a song, and then I'm like, what have I got to share, right? Like, you won't.
Yeah.
It really forces you to go, okay, I got to get that song ready, so I
Right.
can share it.
Right.
That much.
So you suddenly got a goal, and that's important, very important.
Yeah. And Nico, you've co-written with a few people through Songsalive, not only through our song camp, which is orchestrated, where we had to, as you said, write in 45 minutes, but offline too. How's that experience going for you, being in Europe and you've got co-writers in America?
Well, it's been always positive. The only difference is if the time difference is big, it makes a bit more of a challenge. But it's part of the fun, I suppose. In the end, you always find a common time when it can work, and there's a bit of give and take, and you can do an awful lot of things even asynchronously. I like to say, because you meet once. That's how we did it with Gail and Rod, for instance, because we had different jobs, different time. But we used to meet and discuss things, even actually doing songwriting in Zoom, which is not that easy because of the delays and stuff like that, but it is actually possible. And then there will be a phase of writing emails or posting or doing things, which is not, I say something, somebody will reply something else. So there's a preparation phase, if you like, for the next meeting. And the next meeting is again getting together and you move forward a bit. And that worked beautifully as well. And the fact that everybody's different. So maybe somebody comes up with an idea, a lyrical idea, and somebody else has another idea. You feed off each other.
Mm-hmm.
So the three people together will come up with something which is not the sum of what everybody can do, but it's actually even more than the three people that came together. It's something extra which wouldn't have happened individually if you had taken the people individually.
And I mean, I know that one of your co-writers has had connections in different places to pitch the songs. How's that been going for you?
The pitching side for me has never really worked. So that's another good point though, because by co-writing you also profit, if you like, of other connections, right? So there's also multiplies the opportunities. We got something going, but I don't know whether it's gonna go anywhere.
Yeah,
There's
but
some interest
with
from our songs, yeah.
With our monthly workshops, we have guest speakers coming every month, and pitching those songs to those guest speakers. Some of them are looking for songs. It kind of it ups the ante that the song has to be produced, ready to go. They might pick it up.
Yeah.
You're a producer as well, right, Nico?
Yeah, not great pursuit. I mean, I don't really have the equipment to be one all the time, but yes, I like to produce as well. And in fact, actually, it's a good point because from one of these collaborations, then Gail came to me with a song that she had written with other songwriters. And they asked me if I could produce it. So yeah, from one thing, something else can actually happen. Yeah, I mean, I like to arrange more than produce, and then obviously once you arrange something, you go Cubase, so you try also to use samples and produce fully something. But I do like the arrangement as it's also very creative. I think just as much as writing a song, the melody, whatever, because in the end it's another layer of creativity. Yeah, the song is there, but how do you arrange it? Because it can make the hell of a difference, right?
Yeah, I've noticed a few collaborations have happened that way from our workshops. Like a lyricist will turn up and go, well, I'm just a lyricist. And then you've got like composers who just do the music. And then someone in the back is like, well, I can produce. And all of a sudden, like everybody that you need is in the room.
It's in the room. And then somebody can sing well. Oh, God, we're going to sing it.
That's right. That's right. That's cool. Well, that was great. Thank you both for sharing a little bit about yourselves and a little bit about how you like Songsalive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, much appreciated. Thank you.